So, welcome back everyone for the weekend's episode of No Suit Survival. It uh should be episode 32, I believe we're up to now. I've installed a little jukebox here, and we should be able to hit play on that. Just have some background music while we do a little bit of building. I've never actually listened through all of well, not all of them. I've made a little bit of a selection of tracks there to see how it goes. In the last episode, we worked on doing the prow of our ship here. So we've got a little bridge section with our glass interior. I do wonder about it though. Now that I'm seeing it, it's a little bit more boxy than I was intending, but I mean that's kind of just a quirk of space engineers. As it would be really hard to get it more angular than that, although I could make it come up like that, and then it fits now, and we spent ages doing it, so I'm gonna leave it how it is. Now I've got some steel, so what I'm gonna do is I've got my reference image up here. So basically this, it would be nice if this was a little bit more angular on the front, but I mean, that's not too bad. So what I think I can do is I can just go on and fill in these lines of blocks here. I am very much so considering putting in some reactors here. I could put like a junction and then like 1, 2 reactors, so we'd have 4 in total. That would be what, 2 megawatts output. We're not going to need that. That should be more than sufficient to charge up everything, right? That should be quite happy. So let's grab out our mirror. Need that set back to this angle here. Oh, there we go. That's on. And that jukebox, I think, is just a little bit loud, so we can turn that volume down a bit. We want that to be more... We want that to just be some more chill background music, not anything overly dominant. Is there any way? Well, actually, I can make it look a little bit more angular by going up a bit more there. So that bit would go up a bit and then back. That could work. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if I wanted it to match the shape that I'm going for, like more precisely, it sort of needs to cut down, sort of like that, rather than being around in the way that it is currently. It's the way it is because it's the way it is. Great speech. Yeah, you get what I mean. Like, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm not gonna go too crazy with it. Let's just try and keep it tied down to reality. I'm not the world's best builder. I can't make something as perfectly aesthetic as that. Especially not in survival. So. I keep getting stuck on things. Can I hop in this seat here? Give me freedom. Come on. Beat me up. Come on. There we go. Okay, so let's do the armoring. So I think this one here is just an easy set of blocks. This is either going to be a small conveyor junction here or a full block, one or the other. So we can just switch it out like that. Fill these in. Now this shape here should be a little bit more angular, so we can follow that current angle here. So we've got it's a slope base that goes along like this, and that goes all the way up till here, and then we need some way linking these together. So fill that in, This is going to be a junction. We're going to put a reactor on either side of this, I believe. Yeah, so where is my reactor block? There it is. We've got some small reactors. We can just chuck one in on either side of this. So let's go grab those parts. I need one of these for either side. I'm going to need to do a little bit of agreeable here so that I get the room to place all the thrusters that I want. But what I could do as well is give this a top covering, and then we can see if it pressurizes or not, and see where we've got any potential leaks. So I have a sneaking suspicion that it will be out the side of the oxygen tank. Maybe not the survival kit, but the oxygen tank, sure. So for that to all work, basically just need to have some armor along here. So we can just do blocks around that, and then we just need something like this. Then we can fill that in. And we just need to cover the batteries as well. Although I think I can just put some blocks down the middle, just down the interior, to see if that even pressurizes in the first place.
Energy low.
And these can all be grinded. I should have changed the color to make it easier to see which ones needed to be grinded down. It might not hurt to have some armor here just so I can place blocks around anyway. This thing is going to probably be a little bit heavy, so we're probably going to need more forwards thrust than I was initially building it for. So that's sort of like what we're going to have. Okay, so what if I shut this? Come on, you can do it. It's locked. Okay, so we can use our vent and find our air leaks. So where is that coming out? It's going out of the batteries in, that's exactly what I was expecting. So that's good. And I think, and let's just tidy that up. Actually, we don't even need that one by the looks of it. Just that one. So that was what I was expecting. So that should be fixable just by having some blocks in here. So what I'll use is, I could use panels, but I'm just going to use half blocks here because they'll be easy enough to remove. Let's see if we weld these up. See now where is our next air leak? Oh, up there. Yep, I missed a bit. That's fair enough. Okay, so find the next one. Okay, it's going out through the door. So where is that? It's going out through that block there. So that needs to be filled in. Yeah, so if we grab a slope, we'll probably do something like this on either side.
No energy.
Run out of power. So let's shut that and hop in. So yeah, like right now I need to crouch to even get in here.
Health low.
Oh, I can even I can charge up with a survival kit. Okay, so next. Now where is that going out? That looks like it's going out the top of the door. Yes. Okay, so I need to get onto that. So top of the door, that's coming out there. So that should in theory be sealed off with just 2 blocks like that. Do need to... Oh, well, they're not blocks, they're slopes. Which means there'll be slopes on the other side here, which we don't want. Full block, full block. Okay. So weld those up. Weld that block up. Okay, now we shut this. I could in theory just shut the door there and see if the whole thing pressurizes. I don't need to fiddle with the back hatch. Okay, so now it's going out. Now it's going out of the conveyor frame, and then it should go out of the oxygen tank as well. So what we can do is, this is where I want to put some thrusters, I believe. So I wanted this to be part of the shape. Interesting. My plan was to have some atmospheric thrusters on the side, which were integrated into the armor. So what I can do is, my plan was to make this a little bit wider. So I could, although this is going to add a huge amount of weight, a huge amount of unnecessary weight to it. So one thought is I could have a extra sort of strip that comes out this way. Let me. Can I? Oh, there's not going to be any block that fits that, is there? Can I use a corner piece instead? How does that line up? Would that one be a corner piece with that to it? Get rid of that, and the one on the other side. Let me grab our corner block. So, making this all line up is going to be pretty interesting. Let's see now. Slope means it won't be airtight. Right. But it would be if I did it on that line. So we could go like slope here, and then this can be a full block. Then we're back to having a full block in here. Oops, daisies. 2 was the slot I used to have my grinder on. So that was changed to a block like that. I place it like that. Then we can put one here. And then fill that. Yeah, my main concern with this design is just the amount of armoring that I'm having to do is going to make it really quite heavy compared to what I was testing. So I'll need a lot more thrust than what I initially had on the very first test design that I did. But I think that is where I want to go with the thrusters. Yeah. So those will probably have to be nice and visible. So we'll have visible upwards thrust and some visible forwards thrust. We can put a vent on either side for pressurization. That makes sense, and it also fits in. So we can have our 2 vents, so I have one on either side. Da-da-da-da. Yep, so we need these 2. That means we can change out the ones that we have pressurizing the back half. Although actually, come to think of it, I have neglected to pipe up the back part. So how am I going to get air into this rear compartment? Need a conveyor. Let me grab my camera so I can see where my conveyor lines and ports are here. How can we get a line into here? It's probably going to be easiest through the top here. So we'd have a conveyor that goes along and into there. So that's something I can realistically do. Would be conveyor going back that way, back that way, back that way, and then into here. Then we'd have like conveyor junction in that corner with a vent. So we'll grind out this block and this block with the intention of putting conveyor junctions in here. Yeah, and then we can have vents on those, and I'll grab the vents out while I'm putting these in. Might as well, because they don't take up much room in my inventory. So have a vent on either side like that. And these are all just regular old blocks. So in theory, we're going to need to make that pressurized anyway, so we can either do conveyor, cargo containers along this way. And we can give it, yeah, we'll go like cargo, cargo, and then we can have a conveyor, and then that can go into a pipe. Okay. Go along the line. Can't see what I'm doing because of that giant green wall. So that fills in. Like that. And then in here, we have room. Oh, actually, no, it has to, no, it won't work like that, will it? Because I was going to put in some windows, but just some glass to make it airtight. Either glass or panels, but that won't work if I use these little ones. They need to be the full tip. That needs to be like this.
Energy low.
That gets welded up. We can either try and make the top of the batteries airtight, or we can just put in some glass here. I can even use a reverse face glass, can't I, to make it even less obvious that there's something there. You know, something like this. So this just gives it airtightness. So you can grab those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think it is. 4, 5, maybe that's 6. Might as well grab out the more than I need. So that one, that one. Should all be weldable. Then we can grab our vents out. Actually, I need even more vents, don't I? So I was going to put some in here because we want this area to pressurize like nearly instantly. We need as much ventage as we can get. Okay, so is this airtight? It should be leaking out of the bottom of the survival kit and the bottom of the oxygen tank, in theory. Now it's going out the conveyor frame. So that is leaking out of the top and bottom of that thing. Where is it going? Okay, so that should be an easy fix. We could just put a block there. If we can hop on the top. Can use the door. Oh, dang it. If I'm at least somewhat acrobatically graceful with this. There we go. So we should just be able to put a block in there. And on the other side. Having one shear inertia tension hinge makes that slide up and down a lot more neatly. It's luck of the draw with shear inertia tensor. That system is that system is crazy. It is crazy. Alright. How is that now? So where is it going out now? Out the bottom of the oxygen tank, which is what we were expecting. Okay. So we need something that tucks in here. Actually, I think I can just use panels. That seems like a nice bit. Just to have some panels. It'll fit in nicely there. The cargo containers. We can leave that bit barren for the time being. Or not barren, but we can leave it bare. That doesn't need... It doesn't need anything on it because it should be airtight. So we can just leave that space for any other detailing we want to do in a little bit. Might as well just leave the option open. And yes, I am totally aware that I have put barely any thrusters on this and I've just covered it in armor. But a lot of these square blocks we can... Well, I had a plan as... what we can do is we could put like an ion thruster, a series of ion thrusters going in, along here, and then you'd have panels on the bottom and on the interior, just covering them up. And this flat area here, so like all of this ground here would be panels, and then underneath the panels we'd have thrusters, which should work. Okay, so is that... Aha! There we go. It is airtight now. Excellent. So how quickly does it pressurize, I wonder? Well, it's like impossible to tell when we're currently in an atmosphere. But the interior is now completely airtight. That's good. So I want to complete this design here a little bit. You know, I could put some LCDs. There's a bunch of stuff I could put here. I could just do some simple little bits of armor. Something that like tucks it in like this. Or I could put some little decorative LCDs. I'm not 100% certain just yet. I think I might go with some LCDs. That looks like a good spot. Either LCDs or some buttons. I still have button panel. Yeah, I could put some like buttons in here, and that can have some... We can have some functions tied to those, maybe like pressurizing the area. And I wonder if I can... I can't see back and grab them. Because there was a mod I was looking at which lets you push buttons from inside of chairs, so I could have like a button panel over there which I can hit a button and it like pressurizes the interior. Something like that. But this can be like for internal cabin lights or anything like that. If I get rid of this and this block here perhaps, so we can technically get access to the front a little bit. I wonder if I can place some programmable blocks and make this look a bit snazzier. And they need to be on something, so... Oh, luckily I can use that technically. So I can have some blocks in here. And what would be the best thing to do? I think maybe even something like this. So if you're seeing from the inside, it doesn't quite completely connect to the glass at the front. So it should look good from the outside now. Oh, that... We'd have screens, but we wouldn't be able to see the... keyboards. But I did want to have one there, didn't I? I was thinking about... I have like a proper full block here, and then we can have another computer here. And then we can have a button or an LCD. Like an angled LCD perhaps, so... something on here. That'd probably be one LCD bottom. Yeah. So we've got some of those. Got a block in there. Getting to those is going to be interesting. Aha, I can at least get that. And that one. Can I get to that one in the front? I can't quite reach it. I wonder if I can get it to weld with the hustle. Does it, the welder, have... Ooh, don't want to weld my face off. Now, can I reach that armor block in there? I wonder. Do we have enough of a range? Haha, we do. Although painting that is going to be tricky. There's one thought I had. Just for filling in that area a little bit. We've got programmable blocks to grab out, and we've got some buttons to grab out. So we can grab some of them as well. And weld up all of this stuff. Oh, and we had an LCD. I wonder if I've got all the parts. I probably don't have all the parts for that, so let's just grab out one instead. Corner LCD. Got some screens there. LCD there. Some buttons here. We could even have some LCDs on those. So we can have a nice fancy decorated interior with all sorts of gizmos and dials. Make it look super sci-fi and flashy. Hell yeah. Okay. So we've got a good amount of screens. What can we see from a cockpit? We can see... We can definitely see that. Interesting. So what are we going to put on here? Do we have a valid attachment point on top of those? I don't think so. I would on there. Can I? Oh, I can place one. Place one in there. Or do I just do another programmable block? Oh, I can't place one though, can we? Because we need a... It needs an attachment point, doesn't it? Ugh. Everything needs so many attachment points. Can we have... Ooh. That's a cheeky spot. Have something dangling from the ceiling. Is that going to obstruct our view too much, I wonder? Maybe just one in the middle? That way you can... You should be able to look up into that from both of the control seats. See how it looks. I'm probably not going to use all of these programmable blocks, they're just decorative. So, yeah, you can see that. Got some lines there, cool. I wonder, actually, If we have our thruster flames, can we place ions like that? We can. What is under there? We can panel that up. Yes, that's all still legal. Yes, so grab some ions. So put one there. That gives us attachment points. So I'm not going to accidentally chop my door off and then have to do a whole bunch of work, which would make me very sad. After I've put so much effort into that. Okay. So that's there. And then we just need to decorate that from the inside. So we just need... Actually, that's an easy fix. That's just a... It's as easy as doing that, I think. Let's start grabbing out some ion thrusters. Because the the back of the ion thruster is airtight. And it is a nice full square block, so it should look fine. While also being functional. Yes. Alright, let's now... Well, let's weld up the thrusters that we've placed, so... how many do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 2. We've got 8 ions and then 2 atmos. So we'll see if we can pull out all of that. Probably won't have enough room for the atmos, so I'll just come back for those. And let's hop up on the top. And then we'll do the next wingy bit. That should give us some...
Energy low.
That should give us some more spots where we can place things. Whoops. Oh, dang it, I just wasted all those components. I'm going to have not enough to complete one of these, I think. Yeah. Oh, that's so irritating. I'm looking like a fool. Okay. Components, can't I just hop on the top here, please? I know I can. And that front prow bit we can just do once we've chopped this off of its support. Can probably even, we're getting close to the point where we could just chop it off of its support anyway. Ah, here we go. Nice. Okay, that one. And that thruster and that thruster. So they should all be just out of reach of burning each other. Nice. So that gives us forward ions, reverse ions, left and right ions, sideways atmos. We don't actually need forward atmos as much. The large ions are actually quite powerful. So where do we start? We start at probably about there, because this is going to be quite big actually. So we need one there.
Energy low.
Yeah. And then that gets filled in with half blocks. Oh, damn, it's one too long. Or actually, no. We can just be sneaky beaky and make it line up. Which, where are we? 8 we need. We need it to line up there. let me hop onto the top. I think it'll be easier to do it from above. Right. Let's come down, door. Thank you very much. Go up. Oh, get stuck. Okay. So, oh, it's actually gonna be really hard to tell from this angle. Damn. Damn. It is going to be quite difficult. That. If we get rid of that one on either side. Got 3, and then 3 there, okay. And then this comes back to... It's probably going to be one of these, isn't it? And then that one is going to be one of them. Which means that that one there needs to be one of these, I think. You can do that on either side. I just need a block to scaffold up to that so I can hop on onto this wing here. Come on, I can make that. I know I can. Did it on the other one. There we go. And that one there. That gets removed and whoops, no, not that one.
Critical.
That one was fine. Need that one there. And then this one here. There we go. And that can all be welded up. Okay. So let's get some power and weld those, and I can do that at the same time using the hustle. Okay. So now the shape should be a lot more distinct and it should be pretty easily identifiable. I mean, I personally haven't played the game that this is from, but I know a lot of people who are keen on sci-fi and spaceships should possibly be able to recognize that. It's a bit more chunky than the one that it's inspired by. Ions, put some in like that. Then we need some panels. So panel, 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 panel. And then, will they get cooked there? I think they would. They will, won't they? Yeah, that's not going to work, is it? Right? You're gonna be too close to it.
No energy.
Yeah. Too close. So upwards and downwards ions are going to be really tricky. At least I don't need to put any downwards atmos unless I was doing it with a remote control. Put some forwards and backwards in the floor here. That's easy peasy. I think that might be the best I can do. 2. Oof. 2 downward ions. That's going to be a very weak thrust direction. I can't hide it any better than that. That's pretty frustrating. Might need to think of... That might be one area which I need to tinker with a whole bunch to get it to look just right. Now that is the sci-fi sliding door, so it definitely needs to be covered up by something to make it airtight. Which is probably just going to have to be a base. Put a base there, and that's the thruster, so I can't put anything on top of that. Oh, and this doesn't technically need to be a panel, does it? That can actually be armor. So then... we just need to have something that joins this up, so... Something that connects this to the whole body. I'm thinking just simple bit of corners, and then across the top we have a panel. And we can weld that out. And I think once we add some gyroscopes somewhere, that this thing should be technically flyable. More is better, right? Although we've already got quite a few. No, we'll be powerful enough. So this can go back to being full block. Ugh. Maybe I'll put some magnetic plates or something here. Let's see, where are we? Panel, panel. Panel there. And then we can put some magnetic plates where, like, you know, where that landing gear is right now. Some magnetic plates under there. Give us all sorts of attachment points. We've got a bunch of ions to do. So actually, this has got all thrusters and all gyros, so it should technically be able to fly, so I should be able to chop it off. So let's do that. Let's cut this loose. And we can turn all its thrusters on, fly up a bit, and then weld the underneath with the hustle now. These all need to be filled in. And then we need some panels here to cover it. Although I wonder if that's going to be airtight or not. It might not be airtight. Going to be difficult to know. I have no way of knowing. Yeah, it's going to be really tricky to know if that's airtight or not.
Energy
Oh, God.
low.
Okay, thrusters on. We're able to fly. Batteries are more than supplying us. Excellent. Okay, so we just go up a bit. Oh, there's a little bit of clanging somewhere. Oh, you know what? It might not even be the ship. It might just be this stuff in the corner of the room. I'm gonna need more atmo thrust. I do have backwards atmo thrust, don't I? No, I don't have any backwards atmo thrust. I only have backwards ion. Okay. I could have sworn I put some backwards atmo. Did I not? I think that clangety clang is just coming from stuff in this corner over here. So let's grind all this down. That should clean up the noise in our ears. Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with the ship. Okay, so preliminary test flight reveals that it does not have enough thrust. I might actually have more than enough sideways thrust. I'll need to fiddle with some other parts of it. And while I'm thinking about it, I can redesign this front bit. There we go. Okay, so the front still could do with a little bit of some shaping of some sort. It needs more thrust in various directions. We can remedy that. That's not too difficult. I think I might need to just change out maybe this line here and then expand this a little bit. Anyway, that is going to do it for this week's worth of content, and thankfully we did actually manage to get this done. So we can take some nice pictures of that. I should be able to get my camera in here. Take some nice screenshots, although it looks terrible because it's not painted yet. So in the next episode we will paint it and take it out for a spin. So thank you for tuning in, everyone, and it's been good fun putting this whole thing together. So I'll see you next week.